Hey, it's your two unofficial favorite guys of your unofficial favorite podcast. We're back, Stevie Lee and I, March Madness. We'll see if the Cowboys have done anything. Probably not. What are your thoughts, man? What are you excited about for this episode?
I think everything, man. March Madness is going on, but the Cowboys?
That's exactly. Crickets, baby. Let's ride. Here we are, Stevie Lee, the Pass Rush with Stevie Lee, episode 357. That's a lot of episodes. I don't know how we got to this number, but I'm proud, and I'm proud to be sitting here virtually with the Stevie Lee. He's at his lovely place just north of God's country, Austin, Texas, where he is too. But it's a Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening, man. How's your weekend?
Weekend's going well, man. Volleyball was in San Antonio. We're back in town now, hanging out, getting ready for the week.
And one thing, because Hargrove Roofing, we are family with them. Are they into the youth volleyball scene at all? I think they should be. It's become such a big deal.
They should be, man. All these parents there. It should be. No, I'm spreading the word while I'm there, so. I just walk up to people and say, Hargrove Roofing, know who's on your roof, and then walk off.
Real nice. Hey, before we get rolling and giving shouts out to our Hargrove family, I got to give a shout out to the creator of ginger ale. It's been my drink of choice a lot the last 7 weeks. I haven't had a drop of any adult beverage in almost 7 weeks. Wow. Mainly because of an antibiotic I've been taking, almost done with it. But, man, I don't think I'm going to be drinking much anymore. Seriously.
Feel good, huh?
Yeah, man, I feel a lot better. I'm healthier, everything, man. It just feels good.
That's good stuff, man. I'm just not there in my life yet.
Hey, don't rush it. I'm not here to influence you or judge you either.
I feel attacked, man.
You feel attacked? Oh, man. Well, let's amp this thing up, man. There's some madness going on out there.
Yep.
I'm happy for Texas and the staff they have because, one, I know how much those guys love that university. I mean, that guy right there, born and bred a Texan, and I know how much it meant to him to give up a head coaching job to go back because they wanted to build on and really try to put the family back together that was there for 17 years. And I think they saw that. I think TJ was here tonight. There's a love affair there, then a family and I'm part of that family, and I always will be. But I'm just thankful that God has blessed me with the opportunity to be at a lot of great universities, and 17 years there, now 9 here at Tennessee. And honestly, I couldn't be in a better place than I am right now.
So Rick Barnes, the winningest coach in Texas men's basketball history, they had to fight to beat Texas Saturday night in the round of 32.
Yep.
Tennessee didn't have a great night shooting, but Texas, I don't know, man. I felt like they got every ounce out of that team the way it was constructed that they could. They ran into a good opponent, although some of their shooting woes were caused by Texas defense. What did you see?
Texas playing defense. Even in the first game, holding who did we play the first game? Colorado State.
Yeah.
Holding Colorado State to 11 points in the first half.
First half, that was wild.
First half, that's wild. And so, you said Tennessee had shooting woes. I credit our defense, man.
I did too.
For that, man, because holding them to 11 points in the first half, I have never seen that in college basketball. Now, I don't know why they didn't talk about that more during halftime and things like that at that first game. And then they coming out on fire, playing great defense against Tennessee. What we got to work on is offense, holding on to the ball when we drive, You know, you got to know what you're going to do before you go for a drive. If you're going to go to the layup, or you're going to go to a dunk, or you're going to go to a pass when you leave your feet. So that's what we have to work on or get better at. But I'm proud of the guys, man. And we'll talk about it here in a minute. We had two guys that's supposed to be here, and you can get into it if you want to, but from what we did not have, I think we did really well.
I think Rodney, and I know from a person who's close to the program, said that they were every day, Rodney and that staff were working on becoming tougher. It was a constant evolution throughout the year. And to get to 9 wins in the Big 12, and people can argue now and say, well, maybe the Big 12 wasn't as strong as we thought it was, because a lot of the teams are no longer in the tournament. But I still think it's, regardless if it's 1, 2, or 3, you're still playing against the top competition in the country. But as far as, they lost 62-58. They did have their chance within a minute to win that game.
Yeah.
But I think going too deep is great for this team. This is not a knock on this team, what I'm saying. I thought they reached their ceiling for this team, for what they had. And those guys fought their asses off, and they got better.
Yeah.
And they played a lot of great teams. But as far as what RT, his first full season, obviously it's tough to end your year.
Mm-hmm.
But this man has a set faith, number one. And he told his players a couple of things in the locker room after the game that maybe we should start utilizing, implementing in our lives.
I said to our guys just in the meeting this morning, it's bigger than basketball. The 3 people you don't ever want to disappoint in life. You don't ever want to disappoint God. You don't ever want to disappoint your family. You don't ever want to disappoint your friends. And I live by that every day. I also gave them a 9-9-9 rule. You're always going to have 9 people like you, 9 people dislike you, and 9 people on the fence. So, more of the story is you're not gonna please everybody.
He's damn right about that.
Yeah, man. It's a 9-9-9 rule. I got
it. He's not wrong, man. And I think there were a lot of people who criticized him throughout the year. Oh, he's not the guy. But I think now it solidifies. And I want you to hear. So, you had Max Asmus, who transferred from Oral Roberts, great shooter, has over 3,000 career points. Dylan DeSue, healthy for the most part of this year and productive. And Brock Cunningham, and God forbid I forget another name or two, but I think Dylan DeSue really, really just encapsulates what this team endured this year, including him, who, he ended up as a Longhorn, but he started out at Vanderbilt.
I mean, I wasn't even originally recruited by Texas coming out of high school, and Max was a very under-recruited player, went to Oral Roberts, so I'm sure it means a lot to him as well to be kind of an underdog. And then throughout the season, just the way the media talked about us and their disbelief in us, and the fact that they didn't even think that we would actually get to the tournament when we had a rough 1-3 start to the conference slate. So to be able to push through as a team, come together, be as connected as we were down the stretch, and get to this point, it means the world to all of us.
So he's a Pflugerville or Hendrickson High School product in Pflugerville. I remember him when he was a great player, and it's not how you start, it's how you finish. I think it was great, and it was just fate to him to have the opportunity to come here and finish it out. What's your thought on what he said and really how it all ended with, because these rosters in college basketball, Stevie, they change every year drastically.
Yeah, it's true. What I heard him say, without him saying it, was RT did a good job putting the team together. A bunch of no names to actually compete in the best basketball conference in the country, and get to the Big 12. To get to the NCAA tournament when people thought that they weren't going to make it, RT did a really good job of putting this team together and making them gel. And, he's probably a couple pieces away from being really great and going deep into the tournament for next year. So give him some grace, give him some time. This is his first full year of coaching, and he did a really good job. And you can tell that the players buy into him. I love his intensity when he coaches. And the players aren't mad at him. They just know his style of coaching, and they like it. So us as the outside guys looking in, the alumni and things, the alumni guys and everything, people like that, we just need to get out of his way and let him do his thing. Let him cook.
Yeah, let him cook.
That's
the problem. That's the problem, in my opinion, at Texas. There's
Yeah.
too many voices, and a lot of people really don't have any idea what they're talking about.
Yep.
It's just everybody wants one thing: win.
Yeah.
And just because there's money doesn't always equate to overnight winning. Sustainable success is what you want. And I'll say it right now, I think they got the right guy to do it, as long as they work that portal. But, Brock Cunningham, the son of Ed Cunningham, who was an offensive lineman in the 80s, early 90s. I think 90 was his last year. Ed's a great guy, good family. Brock, he's a glue guy. I mean, that guy was so tough, but he stayed for. I got a joke. He's real smart. He's one of those adventure guys.
Mm-hmm.
I think he was here for 10 years. I remember when he played at Westlake, but he did what a lot of us wish we could do, and that's just play and so many years of eligibility.
Yeah.
Brock, if anyone questions what UT and that team and that program means to him, these are raw emotions right here.
Hard to say Texas for the last time. Be hard to take the jersey off. Love the team, love the university. It's been fun. A lot of fight. I hurt us with that bad foul in the first half. It was such a close game, but team fought all year. It's a family. It gets ripped from you. You don't want it to end, and a whole new way of life is ahead for a lot of us, and it's a hard pill to swallow.
Do you remember your last?
I was just going to say that's very emotional, man. And he said it best. I couldn't put it into words, but the last time you take the shoulder pads off, and he was saying, it's hard to take that jersey off. In my mind, and I kind of knew, I was like 90% sure that I wasn't going to play football again after that Rose Bowl. And so when I took those pads off, I was like, this is the last time I'll take my shoulder pads off. And it actually was. It was the last time. And I remember saying that in the locker room at the Rose Bowl. And it was. So I still got the helmet upstairs in my
good for you.
Yeah. But
you ever put it back on? You ever put it on just random?
I think my head grew a couple sizes, man.
That's that added brain matter you put in there.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. But yeah, that is very emotional for him. But he has a father that can walk him through that because his dad went through it, Yeah. His dad played with Texas across his chest too. And so hats off to that family for you can obviously tell that they raised a good kid, a passionate kid in whatever he does. And so whatever he does later in life, if it's not going to be basketball anymore, I think that kid will be successful for sure.
I do too. I loved him because he's physical, threw his body around, and he was good at getting flagrant fouls. Loved it.
Yeah, he played with passion.
He did. So you referenced it. What could have been, and I'm not a big what could have been, should have, could have. What happened was what we saw. But
yeah,
A.J. Johnson and Ron Holland, two extremely talented guys who were going to sign with Texas. This time last year, they backed out, and I believe it's A.J. Johnson signed out of high school to play in the Australian Professional Basketball League, and Ron Holland entered the NBA G League draft, and he's playing. Both of them are playing in their respective leagues. I think, and I'm not giving excuses or just coming up. I'm pretty sure RT and that staff and that team, their plan for this season was included these two. And what do you do at that time when, okay, what are we going to do? How are we going to replace what we thought we were going to have? What do you do?
Yeah. We don't know what you're going to do or what you do, but RT did as best as he could. And I think that this was a successful season for what they had, So those are two big names that you lost to pro basketball.
Right.
It's not the NBA, but they could have gone to the NBA if there was a rule that they could go. So you lose NBA type talent and still do as well as you did and competing in the best conference. Like, again, RT did his job. He'd have done it a little bit better if he'd found some kind of way to keep Johnson and Holland, but that's neither here nor there. But it's he did his job for what he had.
Yeah, he did.
Say that.
So before we move on, are you prepared to give a letter grade? I'll say a B.
Ooh. Man, I'm going to say a B minus. I wanted to say C plus, but C sounds negative. There's nothing negative about this.
It is what it is. If that's how you feel,
yeah, but it wasn't anything negative about this season. It was one RT thrown into the fire last season, and then have to shake out this whole contract controversy.
Right.
Beginning of the season or at the end of last season, and then having to focus on those kids not actually coming in and things like. I don't want to be negative on them, but I also gotta hold everyone's feet to the fire like I do with everything else. Like, I don't like what Nick Saban is going around the country talking about when this is just now the name of the game.
It is.
The name of the game is you're going to get some recruits, spend a lot of time and money on recruits, and they may not even come. So that's the name of the game, RT, and we got to play it, So we always got to have contingency and backup plans. So that's the only negative part, and so I don't want to go deep into being negative, but I would just say a B minus.
Okay. Yeah.
It's not negative. C plus is negative to me. B minus. We still have room to improve. Getting to round of 16 would have been like a B for me. And then getting into the Elite Eight, Final Four.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
You know what I mean? B plus.
You get to the Final Four. That's A plus for that team.
That's A plus? No, that's A. Getting in the Final Two is A plus.
The reason why I say B, first of all, they didn't have any true big men presence.
Okay.
At all. They had the transfer from Virginia, but with what they had, body of work, players. I mean, there were players whose roles changed this year. They lost a lot from last year.
Yeah.
A lot of leadership. But you're not wrong by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah.
I just feel with what they had. But now they have to add pieces. Players leaving or recruits. I mean, you got to find out if these – and this is just me assuming. I don't know anything. You got to figure out how strongly these kids are. You go – like I'm recruiting you, Stevie. What are the chances you'll go and enter a non-NBA professional league? Or are you serious about playing college basketball? Are you serious about taking college courses and doing what's expected? How serious are you?
Yeah. And that's just one thing that RT needs to figure out. If those guys that he's recruiting are going to be serious about coming to the 40 acres, or are they really thinking about, or they have 1 foot in, 1 foot out? And if they have 1 foot in, 1 foot out, you got to have contingency plans.
He's going to have to work the portal in this offseason, no doubt.
Absolutely.
So Texas A&M did the unthinkable. Listen, under Buzz Williams, he's a great coach. Texas A&M has this tradition of just starting awful Just a horrible start. But at the end of the season, they just do this with this trajectory. They had a great SEC tournament. They got in the tournament. And now they're in the round of 32 tonight, rematch with Houston, which was, if I remember correctly, a 4-point game. And Buzz was asked, I can't wait for you to see his reaction. Buzz was asked, because, Houston's obviously one of the top one of the 4 1 seeds. Buzz was asked, how different are you now as a team than when you were in December when y'all played Houston in a non-conference game?
Yes, man, we're completely different. Whatever coach said, that's fine. Yeah, we're way different.
And what he's referencing is Kellen Sampson said, I would much rather be in the role of A&M than be us, the Houston Cougars. He says Houston or A&M has a better role because they're the underdog in this game. Because they lost to A&M lost to Houston first time.
Got you.
I feel like Buzz was a little irritated by that.
Well, I'm ready to watch the game now.
It's tonight. And keep in mind, this is Sunday late afternoon, early evening when we're recording this.
Yeah.
That's Sunday night when this game. I can't wait to watch it. Sunday. I have not watched this much basketball, but I always do. The tournament. So real quick, the Pods bracket challenge. Stevie, I know you were like one of 3 or 4 others who didn't get a chance to put the bracket in. You didn't put a bracket in your own podcast. Can't believe it. We had 74.
I'm exempt from the prize anyway, so
you want to know? So that's a good transition segue. So the ante went up. Not only did Dirty Martin's Place, which is an iconic burger joint you went to, you and Summer probably went, y'all were students.
Yep.
They donated a $100 gift card to the winner, plus the Round Rock Express donated for one game for the 4 seats belonging to the Express president, Chris Almendaris, 4 seats and dinner for 4 at the Intel Club at the Dell Diamond for that same game.
That's awesome.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. I wish I wasn't exempt now.
Yeah.
Damn it.
You can look in the mirror, and that's the person to blame.
Absolutely.
Oh,
man, well, with inflations though, that Dirty's gift card, you probably get
a lot.
You get a lot still, but back then, when I was in school, well, hell, man, you can eat the whole semester off $100.
Hey, Players was around when you played, right?
Players was around.
Woo.
Yeah.
We won't. So both places were great, but is it 50-50 who had the better burger?
Nah, it's hands down to me.
Dirties?
I won't say.
Players.
By the way, I hate the School of Business now because that's what took over Players.
Yes, that's right.
The new School of Business, right on the corner of MLK and Guadalupe, is why Players is not there anymore.
Sad day.
Sad day.
A lot of changes. But I love Dirties.
I love Dirties too. Don't get me wrong. I really do like Dirties. But the reason I think Players was the spot was location.
Right there, yeah.
We would leave downtown and come down. What street is that?
Red, not Red River.
No, it's not Red River. It's not Guadalupe, but it's the next one over. Lavaca. Come straight down Lavaca and you T-bone right into.
Right, you see it right there to your right.
So you go through the light and then pull in the parking lot, pull straight into that one parking spot. And I got like 8 giant men in my car jumping out, getting burgers after we spent the whole night on 6. I guess I'm talking too much right now. I'm telling everybody.
I think it's amazing.
We didn't have social media back then, so
thank God.
Thank God, right? So we would leave downtown, half the football team and say, everything will be closing down at 2. All right, yeah, y'all hungry? Yes. Y'all know where to meet, and we'll be there. And we would shut the whole place down.
And they'd stay open.
They were 24 hours, but we would shut it down like nobody else was in there. It was just us.
I didn't know they stayed open 24 hours. Wow.
Oh, they were 24 hours. Yeah.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yep.
But our boys, Daniel Young, not the former running back at Texas, but Daniel at Players, not Players, good Lord, Dirties.
At Dirties.
Good partner of the podcast. Daniel's a great guy. We fought Project Connect together. I supported him, and I will fight to the bitter end to say no to Project Connect. Don't tear up our Austin.
Yeah.
But Dirties is allegedly saved, and great food, great people, the cooks. You talk about generations of being in Austin, but good food. But, hey, 74 entries, and tomorrow morning I'll have an updated who are the top 5 of the 74. Probably going to be a log jam for 5. I'm just going to say that. But Stevie's not on there.
No. And kicking myself because I remember Dirties having good corn dogs too.
I think you're right.
Yeah. Yeah, they had good corn dogs too. I would get a burger and or more than likely it was a corn dog.
I don't blame you. It's that damn good. So the ladies, man, I have heard more people talking about as the ladies are playing the round of 32 game at the Moody Center against Alabama Crimson Tide. I've had at least 3 or 4 people go to a women's game for the first time this past Friday in the round of 64 game and said, wow. But UT women's basketball, Vic Schaefer ought to be National Coach of the Year because they have what they've done with this team, lose perhaps their best player, and then create a National Player of the Year candidate. And, I mean, right now, they have everything to be a Final Four team.
Yeah. And, full disclosure, family, I'm watching the game as we're
you and I both.
Right now. Yeah. So I keep looking. If you see me looking up, I'm looking at the game, looking at the score right now. It's 22-27. So,
yeah.
But the stadium, the arena looks electric right now. And you're right, man. They are growing the game. They're excited about basketball here. The girls are excited about basketball here. Did you see Kevin Durant is at the game?
Kevin Durant and his he's there to watch his female counterpart who also wears 35, the freshman.
Yeah, exactly. So that says a lot. A guy that's in season right now took time out of his day to fly down to Austin, probably on a private jet. One of the UT planes more than likely went to go pick him up and bring him down. He took time out of his busy schedule to come down to a women's basketball game, the tournament game. And he's there in front of the cameras promoting the game. That's just and the University of Texas just capitalizing off this momentum of the women's game growing and growing, and they're growing at a very, very rapid rate right now. So hats off to everybody over there, Chris Del Conte,
Chris
Blonsky, and all
Jody
those people.
Conrad.
Yeah, Conrad too. Just putting Texas women's basketball, keeping them on the map right now. And that number 1 seed is huge.
Oh, it's significant.
Yeah.
And they earned it. They earned it.
They did.
So I'll tell you what, one friend of mine, I'll say, her name's Rachel. She watches our podcast, by the way.
What's up, Rachel?
What's up, Rachel? She's at the game right now. She said this. She grew up with Rodney Terry.
Cool.
In Angleton. But she said this about this past Friday afternoon. That was the most fun I've had watching a basketball game. She said it was more exciting than the men. She said, and it was electric. And that just proves my point. So Somebody else had played a role in this. Michael Huff, your former teammate.
Yep.
You know how generous that guy is. If you recall, during COVID and then the Snowpalooza, he went out, spent his own money to buy food and food trucks, breakfast tacos and coffee at other places, and put it out there on social media. Hey, drop by this place if you need a bite to eat. So what did he do on Thursday? He bought up, and if I'm wrong, somebody call me out on this. He bought up, scooped up, purchased all the remaining or all the student tickets so no one would have to pay for that allotment. So they would be at the game.
Wow. That's good stuff, man. Michael's a good dude.
He's a great human being.
I know anytime I can need to call on him, he's there for me. So he's a good dude. Whenever I want to go to practice, I hey, man, what time is practice? And he's like, such and such time, come on out. I let him know you're coming. So he's a good guy, man. And this is coming out of the kindness of his heart. He didn't have to do all that, you know?
No.
He didn't have to do that during Snowvit. He didn't have to do that during COVID.
You're right.
And he didn't have to do this for the students, you know, but he did. And hats off to him.
I've always admired Michael Huff. Just a great human being, funny, a family guy, and there's a nice collection of shoes that I'd like to see in person someday. That's freaking hilarious.
Yeah.
One part that story that is really brewing. So Kim Mulkey, one of the best to do it, was a great player at Louisiana Tech back in the day when they won national championships, and she's won multiple national championships at Baylor, now at LSU. Listen, I don't know. The New York Post is supposedly going to release a story that's going to be damning of her. Well, they were preparing for their round of 32 game, and she got wind of the rumors. And, Mulkey, she's not going to back down. She did not back down as a player, nor is she going to do it as a mother or a coach. And this is what she had to say during the off-day press conference.
Former players have told me that the Washington Post has contacted them and offered to let them be anonymous in a story if they'll say negative things about me. The Washington Post has called former disgruntled players to get negative quotes to include in their story. They're ignoring the 40-plus years of positive stories that people or they have heard from people about me. But you see, reporters who give a megaphone to a one-sided, embellished version of things aren't trying to tell the truth. They're trying to sell newspapers and feed the click machine. This is exactly why people don't trust journalists and the media anymore. It's these kinds of sleazy tactics and hatchet jobs that people are just tired of. I'm fed up, and I'm not going to let the Washington Post attack this university, this awesome team of young women I have, or me without a fight. I've hired the best defamation law firm in the country, and I will sue the Washington Post if they publish a false story about me.
Wow.
So, Stevie, I really don't know. I don't know what the Washington Post has. I'm not even going to, we can go different directions on this, but I'll say this, the Washington Post, if they're going to publish anything that's damning or potentially libel or slander, they ran it through their legal team before publishing,
right,
more than likely. And it could be a number of things. It could be nothing. It could be something that's petty. It could be something that's true and damning of Kim.
Yeah.
Or it could be a product of something I don't like about our society, that people are soft and are offended by being upfront, hard coaching, and constructive criticism. It could be that too.
It could be that. Yeah. I think we got to wait and see, man. But from what I'm hearing, I thought that everyone liked her. She's a fiery human being on the sideline. She gets in with her. She's in the foxhole with her players on the outside looking in. So let's see what they have to say. Maybe her rant though scared them off already. And the report would never come out. But also, I didn't know anything about the Washington Post wanting to put something out there on her. So her rant kind of got me intrigued. Like, I liked her, So sometimes saying nothing is better than saying anything at all. Sometimes. I don't know the situation now. So, but now it's on my radar, and if it comes out, I'm reading.
Well, I think she helped the Washington Post more than helped herself, possibly.
Yeah.
By getting out in front of this.
Yeah.
But I want to add to what you said about her. I know an individual who is tied to her family. She's deeply devoted to being a mother, deeply devoted to her community, and enjoys young people.
Gotcha.
That's what. So I just had to throw that out there. I'll be curious what comes out. I mean, maybe in her mind she thought doing this that it would kill it, but no one's going to work hard on something for 2 years and nothing come out.
Yeah.
Hey, we're going to take a quick break. We've got Stevie. He was, you got pushed aside for a kicker, and I think UT baseball finally found their number 2 pitcher, and we may have something to talk about with the Dallas Cowboys, or not. That's coming up after this break.
Today's going to be an exciting day at the Hargrove office as we bring in a local celebrity. Welcome the kicking phenom, Bert Auburn, conference champion of the Texas Longhorns football team, all-conference kicker. He's going to be our new spokesman. Bert's the best kicker in the conference. He plays for the Texas Longhorns. As you can see, Bert's awesome. Hey, Stevie.
Dude, you're really replacing me with a kicker?
No, not at all, man. Hey, guys, who wants a picture with Stevie? Anyone? Stevie almost won a Big 12 championship. Hargrove Roofing. Know who's on your roof.
The 1-2 delivery. Swing and a miss. Got him. Complete game from Ace Whitehead.
So it's taken a long time. Pitching has not been the strength for the Texas baseball team this year. This hasn't been fun. There's a lot of potential. Ace Whitehead, the baller from Lancaster, Texas, was one of the best quarterbacks in the state at Lancaster and a great athlete for baseball. They tried him out here, and then I think he solidified the number 2 Saturday starter in the rotation. Finally, they have a guy that's going to step up and take the ball.
Yeah. I haven't gone out to a game yet, but I'm really looking forward to in the next couple of weeks. I'm going to go out there. But it's kind of tough breaks right now for the University of Texas baseball team. So any kind of bright spot, let's highlight that right now. So
yeah, Ace Whitehead, Ace and his daddy they are Man Cave VIP alumni.
Oh, that's awesome.
They had a great story with somebody who really special story. A young person who was tied to their family who passed away, and it was the Whiteheads are a beautiful family, great family, and devoted baseball.
Awesome.
And go check that out. That was early on in the Man Cave existence, if you will. Texas Longhorns spring football, it literally just started. Stevie, you haven't had a chance to go out there. You have those privileges. I don't. So I expect a full report for you, edited and contributed every 2 days this week.
Yes, so let's do it.
What are you anticipating, man? What are you hearing that you can actually talk about? I know they have good calisthenics before practice. That's all I can relay.
No, Torrey Beckham got him going through, yes, stretching and the weight room and all that stuff going well. But no, what I am hearing though, man, is, you know, we are feeling confident about filling the voids that left here.
Like to hear that.
Yeah, I'm hearing that. I don't want to be rude. It's going to be like Adonai Mitchell, who, you know, yeah, Xavier, who, like we got some guys coming up that's going to make you forget those other names, like, and that's what I'm hearing. This is what I haven't seen it yet. I haven't put my eyes on it yet, but this is what I'm hearing, that we are reloading at the receiver position. I think everybody wants to hear that Quinn and Manning is fighting for the starting position. I don't think that's the case. I'll go out there and see. I think Quinn is our starter, and he's going to ride with him all the way through, in my opinion. But let's get out to practice and see. You know what? I'm going to shut up until I go to practice, and then I'll report back to you guys.
You know what? We'll hold you to it. You're a great internet reporter, along with selling homes. That's all I got to say. All right, Dallas Cowboys. The sound you hear of that right now? Crickets. We have nothing to report.
Nothing.
So I guess we should move on. One of my favorite segments, because sometimes, more often than not, I learn something from Stevie, because I love it when I hear about his experiences in the culinary scene of Austin, because he and I both appreciate food. But more often than not, I get it from Stevie and his lovely better half, Summer, and their experiences. What do you got for us today? Food, experience, place?
I'm actually going to go, you know, I had something in mind, and I'll save it for next time. But talking to you earlier in the podcast about players and dirties, and I'm gonna stick with dirties. I'm gonna actually go with the experience. One, the experience of going to dirties, but also the experience of driving, 40 miles north of Austin to the Dale Diamond Round Rock Express. Guys, we have a really cool minor league baseball team here in the area.
Yeah.
And for years has been ranked the number one minor league baseball park in the country. Players from other cities love to come here to play. There's a swimming pool in the stadium, right? There's restaurants. It's a mini major league park.
It is.
And better than some major league parks.
I agree.
So that's an experience you can do in Austin, is go up to Round Rock to the Dale Diamond. And when you get done that, just go across the street to Kalahari. Kalahari is the biggest indoor water park in the country, right? And then, culinary side, get back to Central Austin and go down to Dirty's. Go down and have a burger, man, because and the reason why I wanted to switch it up, because when I got to Austin in January of 2000, so I've been here 23 years, man, 24 years.
Before that goes by.
Oh, my God. It's been here for 24 years. When I got to Austin was a burger town. And you grew up here, Sean, so Austin was a burger town. Yeah. You had Burger Techs.
Dan's.
Martin's, Dan's, Friends, Players, and I'm going to Sandy's.
Even Fuddruckers had it.
Fuddruckers, yeah. And then now this is newer, but P. Terry's, this was a burger town. And I think in some ways it still is. So we got the new places like Not a Damn Chance Burger. Austin is now known for its really nice restaurants and food scene. But when I got here, the burgers were number one. Back then you can take $5 and get a burger and a fry,
And top notch.
Top notch. Oh, man. And Top Notch has a new facility or a new restaurant in Hutto.
Hutto, yep.
Yeah, in Hutto, which is down the street from the Dale Diamond.
It's perfect, and one that nobody talks about enough.
Yeah.
Off of Mesa, Wally's.
Yeah.
Wally's.
Yeah. You know, when I first got here, my first time flying, my little story, first time flying from Shreveport, Louisiana to Austin. It was my first flight ever. It was on a little bitty one prop plane.
Oh, no.
And this was when Mueller Airport was still open.
Right.
Or did y'all call it Miller here? What did y'all call it? Miller Airport was still open. And so we flew in on that little airport. And when you leave that airport, around the corner was Burger Tex.
Yes.
Yeah. And so we got off the plane with the Burger Tex, went over to spring practice because I was still in high school and my friend Cole Pittman was here as a freshman. And I flew down with his dad on his dad's friend. It was like a little Cessna remote control plane. And we're sitting in the back, me and Philip Geiger. And we go to Burger Tex and we have a burger that was like, this is a really good burger, man. And when I committed to go to Texas and I came to Texas, I hit up all those spots that I just told you guys about. I hit them all up probably the first week I was here at the University of Texas. The city of Austin used to be a burger town. And I think that we're still there.
Yeah.
There's so much other stuff here, but this is a burger town.
So TikToking in the man cave, when you're on air, TV talent, sometimes you say things. I've done it back in the day, and a little Freudian slip every now and then. But I've always wondered how meteorologists stay maintained, especially when they're talking about anything to do with the solar system and alignment of certain planets. And this happened.
Also, if you have a telescope, Uranus is visible too, just near the. Did I say that near the horizon? I'm going to stick with.
He said it, Uranus.
Uranus is visible.
Oh my God! Cover that thing up.
Hey, babe, come outside. Uranus is visible. Oh, that's the best one, Sean.
Oh, my
that's
God.
That's the best one.
Wallaby and Uranus.
Oh, my goodness. I'm calling my mama after this, man. Hey, Mom, go outside, look at the horizon. Uranus is visible.
Oh, my God. I'm thinking about, what are we talking about? The winking brown eye or the planet?
Yep.
Hey, man, tell me something good.
Anytime the planet Uranus is involved in the conversation, that's always good.
Always good.
Always good. Always good to laugh. But, Stevie, you always are uplifting. Is there something maybe you witnessed here recently that maybe the masses and the fine folks watching or listening can benefit from? Tell me something good, my brother.
Man, everything's always good. Everything is one day above ground. Waking up the next morning is good. But what I'm really, really looking forward to this week, and I'm not going to lie to you, man, is, and I know I have a special privilege of doing this, is going out to spring practice, man. Spring football is in the air. The buzz of what the season's going to bring. We're not in the Big 12 anymore, guys. SEC. I've already put down my deposit for my season tickets for next year. It hurt my pockets this year, man. They knew where they were going with this, man. That Georgia game is circled on my calendar. It's going to be fun. So I get the unique privilege of going out there and getting a sneak preview of the product that's going to be on the field next year. So that's something good. And you know what else is really good is I'm going to come back and report it to you guys.
Oh, my God. How did we get so lucky? You heard it here.
That's something that you're going to hold me to it? Okay. So that's something good. Tune back in. During the offseason, you guys know we do
every other
week, not every week. So come back in 2 weeks, and I'll have a full report. Maybe not a full report, because if I give you a full report, they'll kick me out. But I'll give you a report, semi-full, of what's going on, what I think, and what we can look forward to next year.
I think that's commendable. Because I will say you're not going to be able to tell us everything. I promise you that. That's why we got kicked out when I was in the media after 20 minutes. That was with every coach, man. Even Bob Stoops and Mike Gundy at Oklahoma State. They would let us set up our cameras behind the offense.
Really?
Yeah. They'd be way on the other side of the field going the opposite way. But you could go to the Houston Texans or Dallas Cowboys and do whatever you want.
Really?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It wasn't just a Mac Brown thing. It was I'll tell you something good, man. I just love it because I have a very renewed perspective on life. I'm in the process of finding my biological family, and I have met and connected with 4 cousins, first cousins of my biological mother.
Oh, wow.
Well, on the phone, I'm going to meet some of them not too far from here in April.
Oh, dude, that's awesome. That's amazing, man.
Dude, I'm excited. It's weird, man. My mother, she passed away 3 years, my biological mother, 3 years ago. But her dad, he and I in a picture, oh my God, I resemble him.
Really?
The bald dome, the eyes, the facial features. It's weird.
So are they all from Central Texas?
No, they are from Texarkana.
My neck of the woods.
Right. That's why they're probably good people, because they're from near where you are.
No question, man.
Yeah.
You know, them Texarkana people go to Shreveport to get their groceries.
Is that how close it is?
It's not that close, but yeah, if you wanted to go school shopping, you had to go to Shreveport.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well, there's a lot of them, and they're all open arms, which I was very shocked.
That's awesome.
And
that's awesome, man.
And on this platform, I did record an episode strictly about that earlier last week. And periodically, I want to drop episodes, little 10-minute episodes about what I've learned about my biological family.
That's awesome.
I want to inspire someone who's adopted on how to go about it and to just do it.
Yeah.
You may not get both sides, but if you find one side who's welcoming you, that's a win.
There you go. There you go. That's awesome.
But mama sees my mama. I'll say that.
Yeah, no question.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Brother, it's been fun, man. March Madness is great. And right now, the Texas women are beating Alabama by 9.
Yeah, that's a little close for me, man. They're number 1 seed. They need to be up there some more.
Yeah, they do. But by the time you watch this, they probably will have won this game and moved on to the Sweet 16.
I would have put money on it.
I'll put money on. I'll put money on the Texas women go to the Final Four.
Wow, that's big.
At least the Elite 8.
You said Final Four, so we'll talk about that amount when we get offline.
Oh, you're a dirty's burger. Hey, for the Hargrove family in Shreveport and all across Texas, and even Coach App and the beautiful family that is Stevie Lee's family, and for the OG Man Cave boys, that being Hardball Harsh, Big Mike, and Coach Mo. What do we tell them, Stevie Lee?
We out.
You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up.